Hey audio listener, welcome to the AV Epochs podcast, an Avenue Studios production. Check out our Patreon and Locals community for exclusive content, access to our private Discord, and so much more. And don't forget to review our podcast to help spread the word. And now, let's dive into the adventure. Hey everybody, it's my pleasure to introduce this long overdue one-shot, A Circus Adventure, starring Great Moustache as the Game Master, and Austin and Katie and Zech and Mary as the players. This is the story as told by Peter and Ulysses T. LaHaye in their letters home. What is truth, what is fiction, and what is gentle elaboration must be left up to you to decide, dear listener. Let's dive into part 2 of A Circus Adventure.
So yeah, you freely give some of your blood, and roll your will for me.
Again, why are we doing this? Before it kills us outright?
Because adventure.
Adventure.
If you knew his mother, you would understand all this.
I don't know the Panther's mother.
Legend point from Peter to Tats.
That's funny.
Again, Willa, please explain to me why Peter just poked his finger, bled on a hat, and fed it to a panther in front of us.
Because maybe that's what it takes.
16.
To
Okay.
do what exactly?
You remain conscious.
Okay.
Like after it licks it, all the spikes along its spine raise up, and you notice they're barbed spikes.
Ooh.
Raise up for a moment, and it almost looks like there's a midnight blue swirling energy that goes along them and then passes over towards Peter. Peter, you feel a connection in your mind that kind of goes, hello.
Oh, hi.
So you guys all hear Peter say that.
Peter,
Hi,
who you're
what?
who you're talking to?
I don't know. What's your name?
My name would destroy your mind.
Okay, well, I will give you a nickname, and we're going to call you... He looks up at Ulysses. Kitty.
Peter, are you talking to it?
Yeah, we're calling him Kitty for now, unless he wants to eat me.
It worked.
All of you look very tasty.
Oh, I can't hear that. Sorry. So I'll respond to that.
Probably. I heard gnomes aren't for breakfast anymore, but you know, if that's what it comes to, I kind of get it. I've had some siblings that threatened to feed me to creatures like you before, so...
You are what I would call an appetizer.
That's actually a lot better than what many of my siblings have called me, so I'll take it.
Yeah, so, I mean, clearly it works if you're interested in doing it yourself.
Can we focus, please? What's going on?
Tats,
What?
cut your finger on this blade.
I am doing no such thing.
Can she?
No.
No, it's okay. He thinks you're tasty.
That doesn't help the situation.
I'm gonna cut my own hand.
What?
And put my hand out right in front of
Yeah,
the
it's
face.
tongue, and it's that rough cat tongue. So I didn't have you roll for this. Roll an exploding D4, each of you.
Okay, that's
'Cause
Peter and Willa.
You're actually giving something of yourself,
oh,
yeah.
crikey!
right? So
3.
We're liking D4, so we'll just go ahead and do a D6.
D4s don't matter.
okay, so that's lethal.
Nice.
Oh, damage. 3
Yeah.
lethal damage. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
because that's actually you.
You said that's lethal. I was like,
If it-
and I died.
Presumably, if it heals, we might lose
It's
that.
completely lethal.
That's my first thought
And
too.
you died.
We're doing old school
Never
D&D. Save versus death. You're dead. No. So yeah, you take three lethal damage because that's you actually gave some of your essence, your life essence to this creature.
Yep.
And yeah, you feel the same thing happens with the spine, and there's a little connection there, and yeah, you're able to communicate with this creature through your thoughts.
So she's gonna. Hello.
Greetings.
If you don't eat us, I promise to find you a better meal by the end of the day.
And clean up after you too.
Oh, can we hear each other? Can Peter and I hear one another?
So
when
Peter was communicating verbally, right? So you could hear everything Peter was saying.
But now I can hear.
But you can hear what the creature is saying. Are you attempting to communicate out loud to it? Because obviously it was responding to...
Yeah, no, I'm communicating out loud,
Okay,
I feel like. Because I think it'd be funny if the three of us, like the animal and Peter and Willa, can all hear each other.
Well, he heard you.
Yeah, and then...
And therefore responded to what you said.
Because he can hear you
Got it.
because you're physically speaking. Now, if you wanted to attempt to speak with just your mind, you can.
I can.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, I forgot to have you roll your will.
Uh-oh. Okay. Not bad. Oops. Wasn't in the thing. Doesn't count. Oh, it should have counted. 18.
18. Okay, yeah, no. You're still conscious.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
So I think she's... that was verbal, and now non-verbally she's going to say, don't worry about the guy with the tattoos. I have complete control over him.
Roll your deception.
Darn, I don't. 14.
Okay. He's taking that in. Is Julie wanting to do anything as obviously this thing has happened and is communicating? It's actually so. You rolled bad in your perception before to tell, but now that this connection has been established, it has sat down on its back legs.
Okay, good.
And then its middle legs are on the ground, and it's risen up a little bit, and its front paws wrap around its body.
Very, very human-like.
Human-like, yeah.
Yeah, it's just kind of wrapped around like its torso, so somewhat blocking its torso.
In the
I
words,
guess you would call it a torso.
in the words of Brick, no, I don't like that.
Tats, if you give something of yourself, you can communicate with it.
Why would I want to do that?
It's friendly.
So it doesn't eat you.
Well, I'm not doing that.
I'm going to. Just gonna roll a logic, I think, to see if a crazy idea about how this might interact with Tats.
Okay. Also, like, is Peter having Ulysses do anything, or is Ulysses thinking of doing anything since there's been some blood shared or anything like that?
19 on logic. Could he share a tat with the cat?
That's what I was going to
Can he share a tat with the cat?
Yes, because it's part of his essence.
I mean,
Peter's probably seen enough of that magic. Yeah.
I mean,
I think Ulysses is standing kind of pensively trying to decide whether or not it's right or wrong to go ahead and pet the kitty. But he's probably not going to engage in the blood voodoo.
it definitely noticed that Willa was able to pet the cat without it didn't stop.
Oh, okay. Then I guess Ulysses would go over there and just gently stroke on the back of the cat.
Yeah, they're probably close in height now.
Okay.
That is up, so it can definitely reach that. It doesn't like move to bite or anything. It allows it, and there's a soft rumbling.
Cutie.
I have a That's really funny. I have a small bird on my back, a hummingbird, and so smoke kind of arises from my back, from left shoulder blade, and
I just got the joke. Sorry.
He's got
a bird on his pots.
Yep, that's where it's from.
I love you, Kristen.
And then it's gonna fly up, and it's gonna just hover there, right in front of the right in front of the panther, and then I'm gonna look at it, and I'm gonna wink.
Yeah, lightning fast. It almost looks a little bit weird because it almost looks like maybe there's two things that are happening, but it goes out in like like a snake, just goes forward, snaps around it, and comes back. But it almost looks like there's an after image that happens there when it does it.
Okay.
And this is you actually like offering up, right?
Yeah. So but tattoo's gone.
Right. So roll a D4.
A D4.
Great. Now we're going to call him the Tat and the Cat.
Oh dear.
What have you done? One. So one lethal.
There's even a hat too.
Oh my God.
We have the tat and the cat and the hat.
Yes.
The hat is
I
in
love
the
it.
cat.
That's the name of this campaign.
The hat in the cat.
The hat, the cat.
Right.
The tat and the hat. Cat.
35. Okay.
So
Am I-
yes, likewise, you are now able to
Do I need to
roll your
will?
will. Yeah.
Okay.
Are you going to join the bandwagon here, Julie?
No.
Okay.
I will not.
Julie doesn't do drugs.
24.
Well, yeah. So you're fine.
Willa's just gonna be like, this is perfectly sanitary, and she just wipes her knife on the back of her like jacket. Be like she wiped it off.
No, thank you. No, thank you.
You are now sickened and silenced. Yes. Because you poked her multi-tool and she's a pooper sniper.
It's exclusively with the shovel.
All right. So yeah, so Ulysses is petting. Julie's just kind of hesitantly looking at the crazies that have given their blood.
Exactly.
Right. Okay. All right.
May I ask what you want?
Well, I wanted some food.
You got it. She gave you what we had. Are we allowed to pass now?
You get a sense of yes, not the word yes, but a
Okay.
sense of yes.
But if you're ever heading to Arvesen, there's a really great place called the Falcon's Roost. And the chef there, his name is Jorgen, and I've heard all about how amazing all of his food is. You should go. I'm sure he'll cook you everything on the house.
Beware the pies.
Oh yeah, the pies are the best part.
Yeah, there's three of you. So, you see the spikes go up again, and there's a little burst, and there's the fog seems to push out around you guys so that you can more clearly see now in a 20-foot radius around the panther.
Okay.
Can I do a perception check to see if there are any other wild animals in the area that we could go get?
Go get.
No, to feed the panther.
Oh.
Sorry. Willamay's Wondrous Zoo. Can see it now. Perception. Oh, I only have a D4. Better than nothing.
I don't know if Avid would be willing to give up any of his animals, but it might be trading up if he's willing to stay.
Who?
Avid, he's the one that had sold that Tiri and Pim the Tove. He's got all the exotic creatures.
With your 24, that's what you got a sense of.
All right.
Can I see if there's any
Yeah,
other
you can do
foods?
that.
Okay.
I thought you'd already rolled.
Oh, sorry. 5, 9, 13, 14, 15, with 4 explosions on a D4.
This
Oh, wait.
count.
What did your D20 get?
It had a 1, and then we shook the table, and it went to 19, so I'll count it as the 1. Because that's... Wait, I'm not kidding. I
Oh,
looked
look,
at
it's
it.
a bird. Nope, that's a moose.
When I saw it first, it was a 1, and then
Ulysses
when I looked back
trips into
down,
the
it was a
mouth.
19.
Right.
I can't be dishonest.
Yeah, you get a sense that, we'll say to the south. I mean, you don't really know where south is right now, but in that direction, there might be something.
Is that on our way to...
Where are you going?
To the item.
Duskfinstrom.
We
Where's
still don't
that?
know where we are?
Yeah, you're
Oh.
now okay. So now that you can see more clearly, this ground is definitely not the ground you were walking on, because you were walking like in a grasslands,
Right.
Right, and this is like rocky. Some of the things that look like sharp rocks, right, that are sticking up that you haven't hasn't pierced through your footing, but you felt like sometimes maybe when you stepped you had to shift around. So this is you're not where you were. And maybe automatically I'd say with this very strange creature, you might not be in the same plane of existence.
Well, and can I say, so as that fog kind of goes away, can Willa, she's just, something's wrong. I can't smell the sea anymore.
You can't smell the sea. We've got totally different terrain underneath us, and we've got a being that is clearly not from our world. I want to roll logic to see if I can figure out where we are.
Sure.
I'm going to use legend
you
point.
lost your sense of
I
smell.
want to know.
2 legend points spent.
I thought you lost your sense of smell.
You did.
Dang it. Well,
She still says it. She's
I
looking
can't
around.
feel the sea anymore because I feel like
we all turn. And
she
look.
can feel it in her pores,
Yeah.
right?
There you go.
23.
23. I think with the 23, you get a little bit of help from Kitty. Because you're like, maybe this is the primal plane. Maybe this is... And as you're thinking that...
My sister told me that she was reading about how sometimes there are other worlds that are like ours that are kind of contribute to it elementally, something dimensional, something magic.
So the three of you get in your heads. This is the in-between, a place you shouldn't be.
Oh,
Can I have a panic attack?
Sure, yeah, that's free. Free action.
Free action.
Panic attack.
I'm now having a panic attack.
okay.
You're welcome.
I get it. I feel that.
I've got just the thing for. I'm
I'm
gonna
having
reach in my
some
backpack for a
serious,
security blanket.
Okay.
She's just gonna start going.
I'm gonna pull up a poster of the clown.
I can't. She's gonna fall over and she is gonna she is just gonna be breathing heavily. She might grab her shovel and she's starting to hug her shovel.
As you fall over, as you're starting to fall back, before you hit the ground, the head of the panther is suddenly there and props you back up, stopping you from falling.
So then she's just gonna sort of crouch down carefully because she can't stand up anymore, but she's just out of her wits. She's just like, no, I wasn't supposed to. I wasn't supposed to come back to any place like this. No.
I'm gonna turn to her
can't
and I'm
do this
gonna pick her up, and with my presence, I'm going to look her in the eyes and get a hold of yourself. You are not where you were. You are here now. You need to protect and support us. Snap out of it.
Doesn't work like that.
It will work like that if you will it to. Smell where you are. Remember, you can't. Do you feel better?
Ulysses can just give you a hug. She needs a hug.
I think the hug from Ulysses does more. Just being surrounded by something. She's just gonna sort of she's just gonna look at Tat. It doesn't work like that.
Why have you brought us here?
Before answering that, Julie, you noticed when she was falling and the panther got his head under, you saw where it was still there in place and this shadow version of it or something or ghost kind of shot out from it and did that and then came right back to where it was. So it's like it moved, but it's also like it didn't move.
No.
I don't know whether anybody else was able to notice that because panic attacking, you probably didn't see that. You might have been
focusing on her.
Right. And so I think Julie is probably the only one who noticed that fact. I did not bring, I only cleanse.
Then who brought us here? I'd rather not be cleansed, thank you.
Bath day isn't that bad. You're just lucky if you can get one.
Little boy.
Yep.
That's not what Kitty is talking about.
Oh, I know. I ran away to the circus. I didn't do that because I wanted to take baths.
Okay. There's too many Taylors in this world.
There is
You and me both. You and me both.
There is the farm not far from here.
Farm of what?
Who lives at the farm?
I do not enter those grounds. It is protected.
Okay. Can she? Can I roll? I wanna see if any of my memories are helping me right now.
Okay.
Either-
what memories of?
So memories of whatever battle caused me to go out of the business I was in.
Okay.
And because I feel like Willa had some dealings in some other realms with some other on some bad jobs.
Okay.
Some stuff happened. So I want to know if maybe there's any type of information she might have that might help figure out at least where they could be.
Okay. Sure.
So I don't know if that should be perception or logic or learning.
It would probably be learning.
Okay.
You could argue logic 'cause you're trying to figure it out based on information you have had or experiences you've had. So whether you think you're trying to more recall something versus figure something.
I think I'll try and recall right
Can
now.
I bolster that? Because
Yeah, sure.
Because Peter's been looking around and trying to logic through things, perceive things. You know, that's his awareness package. So
And can I bolster myself in calming down from my panic attack is sort of like I'm trying to focus
Sure.
majorly on this. So is that just advantage 2? Bolster from there or bolster from myself?
Yeah. Well, if he's bolstering you, bolsters don't stack.
Okay. Then
But that can just be calming yourself down.
Okay. Yeah.
So yeah, advantage 1.
Advantage 1.
I don't have to roll if we're not in combat or anything.
Yeah, it's fine for
Okay.
this.
12. But I had an exploding 4.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to figure. This is kind of weird because you're not sure what he means by in between. Of course, you're not sure how much things are being translated for you and things like that, and what he means versus what you mean versus all that sort of thing. So you're not sure, but it is strange that they mentioned specifically a farm
Yeah.
because that doesn't seem like something that would be in the primal plane or in an in between.
I don't think this is a farm as we know it from Avisen. We might have been brought here to be farmed? Harvested?
That sounds awesome.
I don't know if it is there, son. I don't feel comfortable calling you Kitty. Is there anything that we could call you that is honoring to you? I know your name would destroy us, and I respect that. But what can I call you? The bank of mustache names.
Yeah, when you weren't expecting a creature to have any sort of name.
Okay, really, I would have rather run away to stay at a circus than stay at a farm. But if it's a weird in-between farm kind of a thing, we should go and explore it.
We can explore it,
I just want something to write home about.
but there will be certain danger. Wait! How do you write home?
With this, pulls out just a little book with the stationery, tarot stationery, and a pen.
And how do the letters get home?
I've never really questioned it.
Write to your mother! Please!
Hey, Mom, by now you might have noticed that I'm missing. Or not, since you're not home. He'll continue on from there.
Wait, did the letters go home or to your mother?
Oh, they go home.
Okay, never mind. Okay.
You get the sense midnight. You were asking the name.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Sorry. You get a sense of midnight. And you get a flash. All of you get a flash. Like when you were talking about the farm and stuff, a mental image of what from the panther's vision, which is distorting at first, because you see, just like its eyeballs are swirling, it's like what it sees swirls, right? So you kind of blink for a minute, and the image stays still for a second, but then kind of it's very, very odd vision. And you see what looks like maybe equivalent for us, something like a cornfield.
Okay. Midnight. We're not supposed to be here. I'm sorry that you wanted to eat us, and I'm sorry that I might not be able to find you another meal because I don't know which plane of existence we're in. But can you bring us to that farm? At least to the edge of it?
It drops down onto its forelegs and then raises its haunch up and then starts to pad off in a direction.
Okay. Here we go.
So you all,
Yep.
you all follow.
Climb up on Ulysses, and we're like, let's go.
So you go for a distance, following behind this panther. It can move very fast, so it's
With 6 legs, I'd imagine.
yeah. So you're kind of having to double time it for you as it's doing a leisurely gait for itself, and you see probably 15-foot shape starting to come out of the fog in front of you. Again, like 20 feet around it is very clear. And since it's ahead of you, it's, so maybe around you the fog's starting to creep in. So you got to rush a little bit to stay with him. But it almost looks like there's a figure approaching out of the fog. And then he kind of stops, we'll say 50 feet away from this. And he's like, the powers of this, I cannot get any closer.
Are you afraid of this?
No, I cannot physically move closer.
Do you need some of its blood?
There is no blood.
What is this?
The farm.
All right, gonna walk to the farm.
Okay. You walk up and as you get closer, looming out of the fog is this 15-foot tall, magnificent being with a wonderful mustache, rippling muscles. It is a statue of Riker Thorn. In a pose with the arms crossed, the cape fluttering behind it. Very, like, at first you think it's actually a person. Like, that's how well carved this statue is out of it. And it's even been painted and colored, where that's why at first you think, but then you see the base that it's standing on, you can tell that that's stone. And you can tell, like, it's set up at kind of a corner, not a 90-degree corner. What is it? 120 degree? It's like a 120 degree corner, and then extending right from the edge of the statue, extending out, you can see rows of this strange crop that you're not sure what it is. And like you can just see it going down, but it disappears into the fog. But you can also tell that at it, there is no fog, right?
Okay.
So about 5 feet out from it, there's no fog, and going through it, there's no fog. But like it, depending on how close you want, I'm still saying you're probably like 10 feet away from it.
Right.
So that's what you see.
All right.
And in the distance from this, maybe like towards the center, you can see a much taller statue. It looks like it's maybe 60 feet tall, again, of Riker Thorn. It looks like this massive statue. And from your perspective, you're kind of seeing a side view of it.
Okay.
Right.
Oh my goodness, it's that guy. That guy from the square who got really big that time. Do you remember, Tats?
I do. I also remember him not being received very well either.
I remember that letter. That letter left images.
So why are you showing us this?
No, we're in. Midnight is back.
Well, how
Oh
far?
yeah, but you can still you're still
okay.
talk to him.
It says this is the farm. You appeared close to this. Maybe it brought you here.
Do you need anything from us?
Food,
Do you want any of this crop?
raw meat.
Okay, I'll
She's-
take that as a no.
Willa's just gonna take out another treat and be like, I'm sorry, this is all we have right now, aside from ourselves. And she's gonna toss him the last treat
Sure.
and then turn around and go.
Yeah. You get the impression that he's going to stay kind of out here. And
We'll let
you a
Peter
little bit
handle
more
this.
because of what I sent you.
Well, at least if we find something, Ulysses will probably be able to carry something out for us in case everything is really, really big here.
As we all kind of look to the 60-foot statue.
Or maybe we're really, really small.
Okay.
Cool. So we'll head in and look for a structure.
Okay, yeah. So you kind of head in. So there's these stocks, and as you get closer, you can kind of look down, and you can see way far down. It looks like there's another statue at a corner there, and because they raise the statues themselves are higher than the stocks are growing, you can kind of almost see, and you can probably figure out. It looks like this is a hexagon, where the shape is. So there's six of these statues on the outside. Which don't seem to be repelling any of you. You haven't gotten any resistance, but he seemed to say he couldn't get any closer. And then in the center, there's the huge statue, and it almost looks like maybe there's some windows in the statue in the center.
Can we climb one of the smaller statues?
You could, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you can certainly try that. And yeah, I don't think any of you recognize what this plant is.
Okay.
But if you'd like to try and roll and see if you might be familiar, if you have a background with plants or you've messed
I
with
wanna-
plants or something,
Don't care.
if it makes
I
sense
do.
that you might know it.
I'm gonna roll learning to see if I know.
Yeah.
Okay.
What any
And
of
if you
this
want to
is.
spend legend points, remember,
I'm
you can
going
always do
to roll learning from the top of the.
that. And what are you trying to figure out if you know?
Anything about the plant? My grandmother was
Okay.
a horticulturalist.
Okay.
So.
All right.
22
22.
with a 19.
22, and this is exploding. So, 25.
Okay. It's like on the tip of your tongue for Willa. You're just like, there's something about this, and maybe you don't have any idea what it is, right? But for some reason, the term 𝒂𝒏𝒄𝒂 comes into your into your mind.
Oh yeah. 𝒂𝒏𝒄𝒂.
And when you hear 𝒂𝒏𝒄𝒂, there's it's like a super rare ingredient for food. It's called 𝒂𝒏𝒄𝒂 salt, right? And so the 𝒂𝒏𝒄𝒂 salt is a mixture of something, but one of the main things is whatever this 𝒂𝒏𝒄𝒂 is, but nobody seems to know what the 𒂂𝒏𝒄𝒂 is. Because people, like, that is so rare that people haven't been able to grow this plant. It's something that's been found on occasion or something like that. And so, yeah, you're like, maybe this is, because maybe you've kind of seen the plant before, but you just couldn't recall. But when he says 𝒂𝒏𝒄𝒂, because he's seen the diagrams.
He's only got like the letters about it, so
So
he knows the
I feel
name.
like Willa is like inspecting it and she's sort of smelling it and like, oh man, I'm so.
It's like
But
it's just
she's
like
gonna-
a ghost.
But
A
she's
ghost
still gonna
sense
go through
to
the
it. She
motion.
still
I
has
do.
to go through
I
the
don't know.
motion.
Like she's feeling it and she's looking at it, and I feel like something about this. And you say, like Peter says, 𝒂𝒏𝒄𝒂, and I just go, no. I mean, I've heard of it, but I've never even seen it before. And I'll taste it, but I guess I can't even taste, right? If I
You can
can't smell.
taste. Yep.
Can I still taste?
Yep. It's
It's tied to it, but it's not
Yeah.
mutually exclusive.
But I'm
It's
gonna like
muted,
I'm
or
gonna
it is mutually
eat some and just be like,
I mean, it definitely doesn't taste good in this form because you dry
In
it
this
out.
form?
You dry it out,
Okay.
but it has familiar hints.
Yeah.
But go ahead and roll your fortitude.
oh dear.
So of
course I'm gonna eat it.
While they're tasting everything, Peter's gonna take that clown poster and is gonna like smear it over the face of the Riker statue that he's climbed up, so that the face is kind of right in the middle. That looks right. And then we'll climb down and I guess start stuffing 𝒔𝒑𝒆𝒄𝒂 stalks, grains into the backpack, because he knows he needs some of this for Jorgen.
I don't think we should be doing this.
9.
Roll your perception as you say that with advantage.
Tats is rolling perception.
Here, Julia, do you have anywhere else we can store this?
Nat 20.
Nat 20.
I hear it's absolutely delicious. It smells a little funky, but
29.
Who owns
So as Peter, you like taking a knife to try and cut these large stalks.
probably a witch or something.
As he's starting to get this knife close, you see the head of the statue,
Which is now a clown.
yeah, but the eyes are starting to burn, and the poster
Okay.
is starting to burn away as the head's starting to turn right towards Peter.
Okay.
With the knife, you also see the massively large one in the
Yep.
center starting to turn.
Can I
towards-
Can I stop him?
Yeah, you because he's probably not paying attention to what you're doing, so you
no.
can probably slip by and stop him before he gets the knife close to.
Well, so there's a coiled whip around my arm, the tattoo. You see the smoke kind of flare away from it as I circle my arm. It comes in my hand, wraps around your arm, and
Okay.
pulls it away. That is not a good idea. They are watching us now.
I had a 9 for my
So
fortitude.
Willa, all this melts away, and you realize it's an illusion. And there are several enemies
Oh, no.
around you that all have menacing weapons and are about to attack you. What would you like to do to the nearest one?
Oh no.
For reals?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. For potential reels. So am I drugged or am I
Yes.
clear? I'm drugged.
You failed your fortitude.
Okay, no. That just indicates what I'm gonna do. Because if
Yeah.
I'm in my right mind,
Yeah, you are
I'm
not in
doing-
your right mind.
No,
you are currently drugged, and your allies look like enemies who are about to do deadly harm to you.
Okay, she is just gonna
Peter is holding a knife.
stagger, and she's gonna look around, and she's gonna she's gonna see Peter, and she's gonna snap right back into like her old self, like all of her kind of like pacifism and like kindness and relationship with these people is gone. So she's gonna take her shovel off of her back, and her poop shovel, despite that, is sharpened, like it's serrated and not serrated. Sorry, it is. If you get hit with this, it's not good.
He's pointy.
And she is gonna just stand up, do a little stagger, but take her shovel off her back and just swing it around as close as she can. She's not gonna release it, but she's gonna start running around and whoosh, like swinging at people.
So are you actually attacking, or are you what are you?
Yeah.
Okay. So go ahead
She's
and
terrified, and she is going after people.
All right, so go ahead and do an attack roll. Now, Julie, you've been witnessing all this happening.
Yes.
Maybe you also noticed the heads turning when
yeah.
he pointed it out. Is there anything you want to be doing during this time?
Is
or-
if the faces were starting to like light up and get hot, is there some evidence of like fire coming out of that, or rays, or is there a way that I would?
That seems like a logical conclusion that's about to happen. However, you also notice that when he whips, they see the eyes soften a little bit, but they've still all turned and are currently looking right at the group of you.
All right. I would assume that I would be aware of the fact that she has consumed some of the plants, and she was right next to me.
Yes.
Since Peter is being taken care of by Tats, I want to turn my attention to her and see how she's doing.
Okay. You see her. I'll give this to you for free. You see her eyes fully dilate.
Oh my.
And then you see her looking at Peter as she's grabbing the shovel out and stepping forward and slicing. So
23 for my attack.
does that beat your card? So if you'd like to try and do something about that attack to maybe stop it or something as it's
I have
happening.
defensive mastery.
Okay. So that gives you an additional advantage when you do defensive moves.
Okay. I would like to try to block her.
Okay, so use your agility. I'm guessing you're using your expert maneuverability to kind of like
Yes.
redirect. Or otherwise.
So it's with agility, you said?
So you're going to roll with
A D10 or
at least
2 D10s.
advantage 1. So you'd be rolling with 3 D10s. I can't recall off the top of my head if defensive mastery. I think it just gives you.
Oh. Oh no. Okay. 26.
Okay. So yeah, you go. You realize at the last second that this deadly sharp shovel is coming right to split your head in half, and then what do you do to?
So Peter sees that.
Yeah.
Sorry, just for the listeners.
Yeah.
You said
Sorry.
you.
Sorry.
No,
Yeah.
it's okay.
Peter sees this shovel coming in, and Julie, how is it that Julie uses her agility?
I would like to try to intercept and remove the shovel from her hand if I could, but I would be doing a blocking motion above my head in an X fashion to try to stop her from coming down with that motion.
Sure. So you're able to stop. You're not able to wrestle it out of her grip just yet.
Yes.
You could attempt to disarm it at a later date. But basically, yeah, you intercept and you stop. So as you're about to take care of one of these people that are mocking you and laughing and have their weapons ready to stab you multiple times, another one leaps up, cackling in your face, and stops your shovel and tries to rip it out, and you're kind of in a struggle. So you've just whipped his arm and stopped him from cutting the stock. You just see all that happen for Tats. Ulysses is also seeing this. I'm not sure.
Ulysses is going to just try and pick Peter right up, hold him up above his head.
I'm gonna. Willa's gonna. Oh wait, is it Tats?
Yeah, Tats would.
Okay, so
Whip would release, come back to my arm. Willa, what are you doing?
You hear, you're gonna die.
and she's gonna scream and kick Julie.
Go ahead and roll your fortitude again. This is basically another round. We're kind of loose in initiative here.
13.
Okay. So you go to kick Jules, you said?
Oh wait, did you say fortitude?
Yes.
Oh, whoops. 14.
Okay.
Wildly different.
So go ahead and roll for that action. Probably might or agility would make
Okay.
the most sense for that.
19.
19. Okay, does that beat your guard?
It does not.
Okay, so you can probably just easily contort your body out of the way of the kick, and
Yes,
as
please.
you kick, your vision slips, and you actually see you almost kicked Julie. You can see Julie now, but there's still these other enemies around you that are trying to kill you and Julie.
So
What
she's
are
gonna
you doing?
take her shovel and go around towards Tats because she hears the voice
Yeah,
twice in a
the
row.
Fast going. I'm gonna kill you and your little friend.
So she's coming around. She's like, "Ah!" She's gonna come over top and come down on you. Do I need an attack?
You get a lot of attacks.
I want to do a defend action.
Okay, so yeah, go ahead and roll your attack against Tats. As this annoying little creature is mocking you and threatening you, and
17.
I'm going to
does that
quick-
even beat your guard?
It does.
Okay.
I'm gonna quick reach into my backpack for something to throw down to Tats to defend with. I'm trying to help. Trying to help. Something that seems reasonable, given that this is some kind of a drug-induced thing. Maybe salts or something like that would be useful. Oh, it's a positive. Okay. So I'm gonna reach
You seem
into.
surprised.
I'm gonna pull out like a shaker of salts and peppers and spices and things like that, and you're like, Tess, use this. Throw it in her face.
And so for our podcast listeners, as you're rolling that defend interrupt, our lovely Peter has a bag filled with random items. So every time he's rolling to determine if it's a lucky item that can help him or an unlucky item. So that's why he was surprised it was a positive. that he actually found something
Because
useful.
the top hat was a negative. That was an unhelpful item at the time.
So I have a 28.
Okay, so yeah, you successfully stop the attack. So
Like the spices will go tumble in front and between and like hit the ground and like make a poof in front of in between the two of you to kind of
and that's
distract
that's
and-
11 over because it was a 17, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, as it poofs and you shake your head, you suddenly see Tats in front of you, and the cornfield or whatever the 𝒂𝒂 field is back and stuff.
What's happening? Where'd they go? Where'd they go? Where'd they go? She's gonna spin around, like still on the defense. Where'd they go?
Hold her shoulders. What are you talking about? You're going nuts. What is going on here?
You weren't here. It was those evil ones from the thing, and they were
There was
clowns.
nobody here. The only clown was the poster that got burned up by the statues that are now looking at us because you fools are eating and trying to cut this stuff. Cut it out.
She's gonna shake him off of her, kind of like understand that she messed up and kind of huff away.
And you hear this tap, tap, tap. This very regular tapping noise, very softly and starting to get a little bit louder, coming from the direction of the very large statue, seeming to get gradually a little bit louder towards you. Some of you might have noticed it a little bit sooner, but all of you are starting to really key into this.
Sound like a walking stick?
Maybe.
This has been another fantastical episode of the AV Epochs podcast, an Avenue Studios production. Do give us a review on your podcast app of choice to help spread the word. You can further support us and become a part of the ever-growing forest known as Avenue Studios by joining our Patreon or Locals community. Doing so will not only help us to continue creating high-quality content, but you will also gain access to bonus content and our private Discord, where you can chat with us, play games, watch movies, and so much more. Don't forget to check our podcast description for the music and ambience that we use, and thank you so very much for joining the adventure, and we will see you next time.